I love watching Mulan, but I swear every song gets stuck in my head. Hello, so today's video I thought we'd do like a little bit of a pick me up because I had quite a big breakout and I was like, I'm not going to record, like it is huge. But then I thought, well, why don't we sort of do a tutorial on how to cover it and how to just feel a bit better about ourselves, you know, like well, not everyone, like some people are blessed not to have acne, but majority of us do get spots, we do get acne, it's life, move on. So I thought we'd do like this cute like little sunshiny yellowy kind of look and make it all cute and just, you know, feel a bit better. So that's what we're going to do today. So I've just gone ahead and done one eye off camera. So this is the gist of what we're going to do today. So just very simple, something yellow, something cute. So we're going to start off by highlighting the brow bone. So I have already done eyebrows because it's boring and no one wants to see it. So I'm going to go into the Ofra Feelin Myself highlighting palette. So I'm just going to take Pillow Talk, which is this shade right here. You can buy all of the shades in the palette, but I don't think the palette's available anymore. I'm just going to take that underneath the brow bone. I'm taking it on a Crown Brush C510. Then we're going to cut the base, which I know is a bit peculiar, but because we've not got no shadow or anything on and we want that nice line, we're going to cut it first. So I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. So I do love this. It's just a little mini. It was like sent out with the Amrezy palette, and this is actually such a nice base. I think it's because it dries matte and it's perfect to me. Like I have such a hard time with oily eyelids, and yeah, it's just perfect. So I'm going to take that on a Peaches and Cream PC51 brush. And what I like to do is I like to place the product down. So I like to place the product down when it's wet, because this does dry fast. So I put it down, so you know how it's like more wet. I look up, and where that line sits is where we cut our crease to. And I have not put tape down on this eye, so that was clever. First of all, you want to go ahead and put tape down. I got a bit of yellow on the tape because I tried to do something earlier, but the gel eyeliner thing that I was using was just not having it. And then when I get to over here, I like to like flick it out, so it creates this almost wing look. So then we have this kind of situation going on at the minute. So I'm going to go into the Certifeye palette. So this is the Infinity palette. As with any journey, who you travel with can be more important than your destination. And it's just this gorgeous array of colours. So obviously we're going to stick to like the top yellows. So I'm going to start off by setting the lid. So I just took this white shade and I took that on a Coma Cosmetics brush. They come in like a little set. They're a little indie brand. I'll link them below, along with Certifeye's website as well. And we're just going to pack that on the lid. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the what's this, Real Techniques fine liner brush. I'm going to start off by taking this shade right here. It's like this orangey yellow. It's a really pretty colour actually. And I'm going to take that on more or less like half of this. So I'm going to take it from here up to about here. You're going to obviously see this, so I have to dip into the palette a couple of times just to really get the colour to build up. So then we have this going on, and I'm also going to take it along the bottom lash line as well. And I just like to clean my brush. So this is the colour switch, and then we're going to take that gorgeous yellow shade next to it, and we're going to go from that orangey yellow and back through. And then when we do the bottom, I like to take this brush. So this is a nice sort of short angled brush. So this is from Blush Tribe, but she no longer has a business anymore. Unfortunately, she had to shut down. I think she's still running if you wanted to go and check it out, but yeah, I'm just going to join that through. So then we have this for the eyes. I think it's super cute. So we're going to move on to lashes and mascara. So I'm going to take the Lilly lashes in J Makeup, just because I love like this sort of winged effect and it's sort of bit gappy, which sounds bad but it's not. and it just fits the eyes perfect for this kind of look. And then I'm going to take the KVD Go Big or Go Home mascara. Like I said, she no longer owns it, so I'm wanting to use her products. I must have said it about 50 times in the 50 other videos, but yeah. So I'm going to do that off camera. We'll come back, we'll move on to the base, and we can cover this thing on my face as well. So yeah, lashes are pretty wonky. Sorry, I'm still eating a mini egg. I think this eye always plays me, always. So we're going to move on to prep. So I'm going to take the Nip and Fab Rose Gold Essence. I just love this as a primer. It doesn't irritate my skin in any way. It's just hydrating. It is beautiful. So I just take that on an e.l.f. stippling brush. You can obviously just use your hands, but when I've got like spots, I try to avoid using my hands because I don't really want to be touching my face so much. And if I do go near the spot with a brush, I'll do it last. So I sort of go over this, avoid that. And then when I know I'm done, I just go over that area there. And obviously make sure that you are washing your brushes properly. A lot of people are like, oh, it's to do with makeup, like makeup gives you acne. No, it doesn't. It's to do with all your hormones, it's to do with your skin and what you eat and everything like that. If you remove your makeup properly, you will not get spots from it. So don't be fooled. Everyone's like, what, so much makeup, like it's going to cause acne. It does not, unless you don't remove it properly. So we're going to move on to foundation. So I'm going to take the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish. Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Liquid Foundation. So this is in the shade Bisque. And this is full coverage, like boom, like full. Another good one that's really, really full coverage is the Pure For One Love Your Selfie Foundation. That is full. That will literally cover everything. But it was a toss up between these two. This one's probably like a little bit more dewy. The Pure one's like it's not matte, but it's almost matte, like a semi one. So yeah, I'm going to take that onto a palette, which I did get out and put forward. Yeah, what was I doing? Oh right, I'm going to take, literally, you don't need a full pump, you need half a pump. So I just take it onto the palette, literally. This much will cover your entire face, like that's how full this shit is. And if you personally want to, you can go ahead and use green concealer. That's good for covering redness and stuff. But I feel like if you've got a good like full base foundation, that you don't really need it. It's just an extra step, which isn't really ideal. So I just take that with my finger and I just dot that on the face. And then I take the Spectrum B01 and just buff that out. And say you do want a little bit more coverage, you can go ahead and take foundation. So I've still got a little bit left on the palette. So I'm going to take that on a Spectrum A18 and I just take a dabble and just put it on the spot. You can take concealer if you wish, but for the love of God, take a concealer that matches your skin tone. Do not take something like this. So this is Colourpop No Filter and this is Fair 08 and this is something that I use to brighten. This is what I'm going to highlight the face with. Don't ever use something like that because then you're highlighting the spot, so you're bringing it more forward, which obviously we don't want. We want to diminish it, and yeah, it's only just going to make it look worse. So say like you've got like a sheer foundation and you're like, oh, I just want a little bit more coverage, and you can go ahead and take a concealer. You don't have to take a full coverage foundation. You know, that's completely like your choice. And don't ever pick your spots either, for the love of God. Like, I know it is difficult, trust me, I've been there. I used to pick all the time, but as I've got older, I've just learned better, like just not to do it. Like, I just worry, let it go. It does take a while to go down, but it doesn't leave scarring. Like, I got a lot of scars on my chin from where I used to pick so much. I used to be like a real face picker, but then I just grew out of it. Like, I was just like, no, I'm not doing that to my skin. So then we have this going on right now. So for concealer, I'm going to take the Colourpop No Filter Concealer, and this is Fair 08, like I said, and I just pop that in the inner corners. A little bit on the forehead, down the nose. Here, so, and then like a dot on the chin. Typically, if I've got, because that's where I usually get my acne, it's very rare for me to break out on my cheeks. I've been having like a lot of dairy, which does break me out, and that's my own fault, like, because we're in this like, whatever this is going on at the minute, it's just, I'm just like, yeah, dairy, like, give me ice cream. Especially Ben and Jerry's. Oh, birthday cake ice cream's like one of the best things I think I've ever eaten in my life. But yeah, so that's why it's on the cheek. But if it is on the chin, I typically wouldn't take a concealer. Like, I'd avoid doing that, because like I said, that's where I sort of typically get it, because it's like hormonal and stuff. So we're going to let that dry, and while we're letting that dry, I'm going to move on to the Rimmel Instant Duo Contour Stick. So this is in light, and I just draw around the forehead, cheeks, take a little bit on the nose. Oh, I'll take it on the lip. Do the jawline as well. Then I'm just going to buff that out. So I'm going to take the Spectrum. No, I'm not. So I'm just going to buff that out. And I'm just going to take the Crown Brush C436. I've already taken it too far down to the spot. Obviously, you can go ahead and do so if you wish. Like, if you had a few laying about, you know, do whatever you wish to do. I just don't really want to put a lot of contour on it, just because obviously we covered it, and now we're just going to make it like look contoured. See if a little bit goes on it. It's not like a big issue. It's not the end of the world. Like, you know, if we want to put contour on it, we can, because obviously we want to make sure that our face is nice and chiseled as well. With my nose contour, I do like to take a smaller brush, but if I'm perfectly honest, I just can't be bothered. So I'm going to take this brush, and it will blend out my concealer usually with it, but I'm not mad about it because it just blends in together really. Now we're just going to blend out the concealer. So I'm going to take the Hourglass Seamless brush, concealer brush. There is no name on it, it's just some sort of seamless something Vanish collection brush. God knows. I forgot to say, I am still in like my jammies, little Minnie Mouse. Do I care? Absolutely not. So now we're going to set the face. So I'm going to take the Hourglass translucent setting powder. And usually do have to spank to get this out, but I know I had loads of powder in the lid from the other day. And we're going to first of all just set the under eyes and the T-zone. So I'm just going to make sure this is really nice and blended before we go ahead and set it. But I am going to set it with the Crown Brush C530. Then yeah, just set the T-zone with it. What I like about this powder is that it literally, it sets. That's it. There's no mattifying, there's no no glowiness to it. It literally just sets the face, which is really, really nice. And then I am going to set this area, but I'm actually going to take the Rimmel Stay Matte. Obviously you could go ahead and take this powder if you wanted to, but I do want that area to stay quite matte, because we don't want sort of any natural oil sort of coming through and ruin it and all of that stuff. So that's why I want to keep that bit quite matte. So I'm just going to take that on the Spectrum B03, but I'm not going to take a lot, so I'm just dipping it in, and then I'll just pat on the back of my hand so we have a little bit, and I'll just go ahead and do that. I should have taken this first, but I'm going to take the Rimmel Instant Duo Contour Stick, and I'm just going to highlight the face. This is super pretty, by the way. So say you wanted something that's a little bit more natural, you go ahead and just take this, and it is just truly beautiful. Say like you do have a lot of texture and stuff, and you're like, I don't want anything to highlight the texture. This is like one of those products that just will not do that. It's so beautiful. It's just this really nice dewiness. It's so pretty. I love this, and you can tell I've literally, especially the contour side, like I'm nearly out of it. Highlight side, I don't use it as much as the contour side because I usually just take a powder, but I am going to take a powder on top because I want nice glowy skin. Oh, I'm just patting that out of my finger, by the way. Then for bronzer, I'm going to take the BH Cosmetics bronzer. So this is Brilliance bronzer in Golden Gal, and this is a satin finish bronzer, so it's not going to completely be matte, because even though we've got, if we do have acne and stuff, obviously sometimes we don't want it to be all matte because then it makes your face look completely flat. So that's why I like satin products, and I also do love a dewy product, I'm not gonna lie. Like dewy is glorious, but matte, it depends. Like I do like a more, I think, a satin matte base than a dewy base, because I literally wore the Giorgio Armani foundation the other day with moisturiser. I think the video's already up where I used it, and I was like, yeah, it'll be alright, but by the end of it I was like oily. It was bad. I'm just going to take that on the forehead and on the cheeks as well. Then for highlighter, we're going to go back into the Ofra highlighter. So I'm going to take the shade Pillow Talk again. And I'm going to take that on a Crown Brush C529. I'm just going to put that on top. Talking about skin texture, like if you're someone that's like, oh, I don't want it to show through, don't use this. This is like so blinding, and it does highlight a lot of the stuff. But I love it. I think it's so beautiful. Ofra can't do no wrong in highlighters, in my opinion. Especially like Pillow Talk. I forgot how much I love Pillow Talk. I was like so hooked on glazed donut for ages, and I was like, oh, I want something like pinky rather than white because I keep going back to glazed donut. And yes, I thought I'll use this today. And now we're going to add a bit of blush. So I'm going to take the Benefit Gold Rush blush. So it is in this little tester, but it works. I hate the smell of Benefit like cheap products. Like I love them, but god do they stink. I'm just going to swirl my brush into it. It's actually quite a nice size, even though it's small. Like you can still get a good old brush in there. So I'm taking it on the Spectrum A05. And we're just going to blush up the cheeks. I'm not going to do anything to the lower lash line. I'm literally just going to put on mascara. So yeah, I'm going to take that on the bottom lashes obviously, but you're going to see none of this. You're literally going to see the top of my head. Then to set it, I am going to take the Pixie Glow Mist. This isn't awfully glowy. Like when people think glow, they must think, oh my god, like this kind of glow. It's not like that. It's just a nice setting spray that adds a little bit of just life back to the skin. So yeah, obviously you can take something matte, or you can take the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist is really good. The Urban Decay one's really good, and they don't add any glow. They just add a set. But yeah, I'm going to take this today. And for lips today, I thought we'd do something a bit different because I always go for a nude, so I thought why not go for black. So I'm going to take the Lunar Beauty liquid lipstick. So this is in Wicked, and how beautiful is this like top? Like it's got a little diamond on it. So I'm just going to apply that to the lips. This is on my jammies. I need a smaller mirror though. I need a close-up mirror. I'm just going to wait for that to dry and then go in with the second layer, because I can see a little bit of patchiness, not an awful lot, but I feel like it just needs a second coat and then we're good to go. Your girl has definitely overlined her lips a lot. So to top it off, I'm a gloss girl and it's a black gloss. So this is the Milk Cosmetics Glitter Gloss in As If. As If. And the brush is beat up, so it is annoying. But yeah, I wish I'd just put doe foot applicators on these kind of things. Like, didn't Kylie Cosmetics have a bunch of issues with like her wands going like this? Like, why do companies keep using wands like this? So I'm just going to hit that on top. And then this is the completed look. I love how it turned out. I think it's super beautiful. I think it's like, oh, such pretty eyes, and then just like bad girl lips. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video and found it a little bit helpful, especially with acne. I know a lot of people struggle with it, and I know it knocks my confidence a lot. I'm like the least confident person I think I ever know. I'm literally like, I'll pick at myself for ages as well. Like I'm just like, oh no, this is not good enough, that's not good enough. Like I just like pick. But yeah, obviously makeup sort of brings out the confidence in you a little bit, and obviously you don't have to do the whole eye lip look. Obviously you can go for something completely different, but I just thought, you know, something a little bit bright just to make us feel a little bit special. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Bye! I know our teeth yet either. No, it's on our guns though.